Well, hello everyone, it is Maxi Gaming HD here, back with another FSR video. We are here at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza, where after a really good showing last time out in Hungary, where I managed to get P6, which would actually become P5 in the end due to someone else's penalty. We had high hopes going into Monza. I qualified P11. To be honest, I thought I had a couple more tenths in it, but P11 is decent, as I was on the clean side of the track. So I lined up on the grid in P11, which is really good that it's on the clean side of the track, because that also will help with the launch and will also mean that I'll be a little bit safer going into the first chicane when it comes to contact. So as you can see, we are on the grid in Monza. Just waiting for the rest to line up, and we have the lights in Monza. Lights out, away we go. We get a reasonable launch of the light. All I was trying to do was to just get a reasonable launch. And now we have a good safe zone heading into the first corner where we can make up a bit of ground. As you can see, we have passed the driller's car heading into turn 1. And we have Cameron Roger on the outside, but we run out of space and we get tapped from behind, and that pushes us onto the escape road, and that is an absolute disaster for us, as we are down into P21 or maybe P20, as we are side by side with Corey Hudson heading up towards the Della Roggia. We're going to try and get down the inside going into the Della Roggia, but he turns in and that actually slightly damaged my car, not affecting me at all, but still costing me time nonetheless. So as you can see, looking at the replay heading into the first corner, we're on the inside, but it just really narrows down. I just really do not think that incident was anyone's fault. There was not really anything Cameron or Geordie could have done about it. Now looking at it from Geordie's point of view, I think it was just the nature of the corner, because it obviously the space reduces as you head into this corner naturally, and then he had just nowhere to go. So it was just really unlucky. And as mentioned, we also had a little bit of damage, but I didn't even know that I had damage until I checked the LCD menu when I pitted. But as you can see, there is absolute carnage ahead. I really do not know what was going on there, but just everyone was just crashing into each other. I think Cameron Roger was involved in that. And now heading into the final corner, as you can see, there is the Breslin car. I believe that's Vergier. Yep, it is Vergier who has no front wing, which holds up Hudson and Panzer ahead, which is going to give us a run. We're going to get the double toe heading down the pit straight. And with good top speed, we have the inside heading into the first corner. And we have made that move stick. And that move actually felt good. We had a lot of straight line speed. And it was good to be able to get up into P16 now. Now heading into the Lesmo, and as you can see, there is more carnage ahead, as I believe that's Lukaszek and Van Loggenberg who have crashed. So that gives us a further 2 positions. And another one when someone ahead also had to pit, probably as a result of that incident. As you can see, we are behind the other Toro Bresso car of Connor Asatella. And we're going down the inside into the first corner to take P12, and as you can see, that was Mark Hutchinson stopped there at turn 1 after a spin, so that has given us P11. So despite what happened at turn 1 and after all the chaos, we were up into P11, back where we started. I then caught up to Lionel Clou, and the ACR was really fast in a straight line, so it was very hard to make any moves. Even though he was on the prime time, so it's just his straight line speed was so good. Now heading into the first corner, as you can see, he makes a mistake, and that's going to give us an opportunity. But we oversteer slightly on the X of the Rettifidio, but we still have the slipstream heading through Curva Grande. We still are going to try to make it through. Now heading up towards the Della Roggia. We're going to go for the inside, but we leave our braking too late, and we go wide. And that is going to allow the another ACR car of Rowan Panzer through. So we had 2 ACR cars with a lot of straight line speed in front of us now. I was originally going to pit on lap 17, but I overfueled myself and I made use of that and tried to go an extra lap. But that would prove to be a mistake. And you can see, heading into the Lesmo, Fournier, who's already stopped, taps us heading into the first Lesmo, which is going to allow another ACR car of Lorenz Dougherty through. And you can see here, Jeffrey Fournier is going to do the gracious thing, and he's actually going to let me back through, which was good of him. And at the end of that lap, we make our only pit stop. One stop is obviously the main strategy around here. Obviously, because it's a track which doesn't take much out of tyres, so we can easily get away with a one stop. So we go into the pits on the prime tyres. A reasonable stop. And we are going to exit in P18, but with many cars ahead yet to stop. But afterwards, Gerloff de Vries would actually lose his front wing, which would gift us a position. But as you can see, Mark Hutchinson is now the car behind me, and he's very fast, so it was going to be tough to hold him off. But we would gain another position when, as you can see, Lorenz Dougherty has gone off at the Della Roggia, which now means we are actually effectively in P10. But we now had Mark Hutchinson to deal with, and actually at the beginning of that lap, hence why you can see Dougherty in the screen, Mark Hutchinson goes for his first lunge, but he brakes too late and we are able to maintain the place. But I knew this was going to be a tough battle, as Mark is a very fast driver. Now, as you can see, a little bit later, he's going to lunge it up the inside, heading into the Della Roggia. But we are again able to defend. As you can see, we park our car on the apex there to ensure that he can't get the drive out of the Della Roggia so he can get a run. But fighting him was losing me time. As much of an enjoyable battle it was losing me time to the cars ahead. As you can see, Hutchinson now gets a good run, heading down the back straight up towards Parabolica, heading into the corner. He's going to lunge it up the inside. A little bit of contact, but he's got the position. It was fine contact that he made there. That's racing, so I didn't complain about it. So, heading down the back straight, we have the run. Heading down the straight, we purposely tuck back into the slipstream so we can get the run. And we can brake late on the racing line going into the first corner. We're going to try and fight it back around the outside. And we have the inside now for 2. And this means that we're going to have the inside for 3. But he's got the shorter run. This is going to be an interesting battle going into turn 3. But we tuck back into the slipstream and go alongside heading into the Della Roggia. And we brake and don't miss our braking point like we did with Lionel Clue. And we have taken or retaken the position. So, after all that, we've managed to defend the position. As you can see, Mark is going for a few aggressive lunges just to scare me into running offline, making me know that he was there. Now, as you can see, we take too much curb here going into the Parabolica, and that's going to give him another run heading down the main straight. And he's in the slipstream, and he's going to try to make the move. And this was going to be a tough one to defend, but we are going to brake very late heading into turn 1, and we have managed to defend the position once again. So, despite all his attempts, we had managed to fend him off. And this was a really fun battle, but as you can see, he then forced us to have to defend going into the Ascari, and that was obviously going to compromise my exit. So he was going to have the run heading down towards Parabolica, but I've been in that situation before. So going into the Parabolica, we run a bit wide, but we decided to just concede, as that was our best chance of maintaining the place, as we'd have the slipstream. down the main straight. So, we tuck into the slipstream and see if we can do what we did before. We have more straight line speed. And I'm going to try to brake late. But he brakes late as well. And unfortunately, we were left to deal with the driller's car of Remco Mayer. And we would keep a reasonable gap to Mayer. But unfortunately, we then have a bit of a poor lap, which would allow Mayer to get close. As you can see, he's got the run heading into Ascari, heading up towards chicane. He's going to go for the inside, but we both run out of space. And there's contact, and he does a full 360. Which lost us both time. As you can see, looking at the replay here, at first I thought it was his fault, but after speaking with him, we came to the agreement that it was 50-50. Because he could have been less aggressive, and I could have given him more space. But that had cost us both time. Now, I was safe from attack at this point, but Gerloff was right behind Remco heading down the main straight. Heading into the first corner. He's going for the move on Remco. But unfortunately, Remco misses his braking and hits the back of us. And we have spun. And now our race has completely unravelled as we were down to P15. As you can see, looking at the replay, looking from behind, we were just a complete passenger there. Obviously, nothing we could do about it. And unfortunately, we dropped to P15. And I knew it was going to be very tricky to get those places back because they were on the option tyre. So it was going to be tough. But as you can see, Jeffrey Fournier ahead, who just pitted, has crashed. And that's going to give us a position. We are now up into P14. Which would later become P13, where as you can see, Remco is slowing down. He was actually letting us back through as an apology for the incident earlier, which was good of him to do that. Which is where I would end up. And P13 is very disappointing, as considering I was expecting higher. But a few unfortunate incidents that I could do nothing about put pay to it. So I crossed the line in P13, which is a disappointing race, as that's really way below where my pace warranted. But I've now got to move on. The next race is Singapore, which should be a good track. In fact, the next 4 tracks, the remaining 4 tracks, are good tracks for me. Singapore, Japan, USA and Brazil. But thank you very much for watching. It's been Matt T Gaming HD here. The Buddy Simpson Bahrain episode should be up this week. It has been recorded, so stay tuned to this YouTube channel for the Buddy Simpson episode from Bahrain. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. Goodbye.